What's going on, everybody? Wilson here, your spiritual hype man, and I hope you're having a great day. And again, remember, if you are not, or you're feeling some sort of way other than amazing, remember it's just the thoughts in our head. We either got to turn them off, think about something else, or provide yourself some prompts. Ask yourself some questions that you're going to be thinking about something else, or do something physical. Put a song on after the podcast, of course. Put a song on, dance, maybe do some push-ups. I don't know, yell at the top of your lungs, and change that physical from thinking of what you were doing to doing something else. And I promise you, it can get you moving, right? So get moving, get grooving. I hope you're having a great week so far. So for this episode, I want to make this one a quick one, and I want to tie in a couple things. I listened to the Huberman Lab podcast on YouTube. This guy is, I forgot his first name, but his last name's Huberman. And he's a neuroscientist. And basically, through his work and all these tests, he comes back and shares knowledge of what the brain actually do, or how the brain actually works in certain situations, whether it's changing habits, whether it's gaining testosterone, whether it's, changing levels of endorphins, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So he's got a plethora of knowledge, and it's backed by his, scientific accolades. And so if you get a chance, look him up. Huberman with an H, Huberman Lab podcast on YouTube. He's been a bunch of other podcasts. Hopefully one day we can get him on here, because that would be awesome. But really, the one thing that caught my attention in the last one that I had viewed was the point and the notion of when you start something new, or when you start something that you're learning, or when you start, or, you're setting yourself up to, I want to go do X, I want to go do Y. There's always going to be a point, especially earlier in the beginning of that, let's say, journey, that you will come across having to do more work, not having wins, like gaining the experience through like these trials and tribulations. And when he said that, it took me a second to really think about it. I'm like, man, that's pretty much our entire lives. Like for me, I was like, yeah, that's pretty spot on. I'm like, fuck. Like if I just knew, if I was just had enough awareness to know that hey, this is just part of fucking life in general, right? Like obviously we have control, right? We think we have control over certain situations, which again, that could be up for debate, but I would say for the most part, there's definitely a level of control that we have for what we're going to do, when we're going to do it, how we're going to do it, right? And so I feel like once we decide to do something, right, throughout our lives, most of the time there was definitely, and I don't want to say failures, but definitely trials and tribulations, right? Trials and tribulations to get you to figure out, okay, to question, and I think that's it, to question the situation. One, should I be doing this? Two, do I want to be doing this? Three, what do I need to do this better? And I think those are the things that the aha moment that I got from it. Because if I can go back and I can just be aware and conscious of the fact that yo, stop getting frustrated. This is just part of the journey. This is part of this situation that you decided to take on, whether it was learning something, doing something, starting your own business, or going to work for a different company, fill in the blank. It doesn't matter. There's always going to be this level of your need to experience things and then learn from them to then succeed in this situation, and whatever that success equals to you. Right. And so another good example today was Patty. Shout out to Patty. Love you, babe. She's running a marketing workshop coming up, and we wanted to film some of the content. And usually for both of us, we're behind the camera, and there were certain times where there was frustration building with Patty because she almost got the line. She almost got it to the end and then forgot a line and then had to redo it all over again, and then tried it and didn't and got it. But, ultimately what we tell our clients anyway, which again, this was a perfect example of her being able to relate to it, is just that because we haven't done it, or Patty hasn't done it in a while in terms of being in front of the camera, knowing when to say what she was going to say, or enunciate, or, emphasize, or et cetera, when she was delivering, like it took her a minute to get used to it. And there was a level of frustration that I think for us and for anybody else, and including Patty moving forward, I think if that level of frustration, if we can just become more conscious at that level and understand that, okay, I haven't done this in a while. We're doing it and we're creating right now. So we might as well enjoy the process, right? Because this is fun. At least I get a chance to be home, film, work with my other half, and continue to build what I'm building in terms of this idea and this project, like versus letting the frustration of, I didn't get this fucking audio right the first, second, third, fourth, fifth time. This is not going to how I planned. This is going to shit. Like, why can't I just get this? Like, I'm supposed to be like, this should already be happening. Those things will ultimately negatively impact you from wanting to continue to do more of it or continue to, advance the situation that you've already decided that you want to take on in certain areas, right? Like in whatever area you decide to. So, and I also feel like that's the level where most of us get to. And I've done it too in certain things. Like I've stopped doing certain things because I'm like, I get it, but I don't really know if like all this frustration, all this work, or all this input, really it's input of myself and what I'm doing is going to be worth it for like what I'm trying to get from it. And that's okay. That's perfectly fine too. It's not right. Like we only have 24 hours in a day. It's not like you can go do everything and anything that you set your mind to. But of course we've tried several things. Of course I've tried different things. Like I used to hunt when I was little. I don't hunt anymore. It's just something that I'm just like, I don't have the time, or like I don't want the time to have to like go get gear, practice, and then go out there and like potentially hunt like a deer and then cut it and then bring it back and eat it. Just because I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm just saying for my own personal situation, it's just something that I don't want to do right now. Or I feel like I tried it. I did it. I shot well. I never killed anything because I missed. So I wasn't that good of a shot. But, so I feel like that's a good example in terms of like, I could have either gotten to that level where I'm like, you know what, this is awesome. I do enjoy the outdoors. I enjoy it so much that I'm going to continue building on this. And I know it's going to take me some time before I can actually shoot something and, hunt it, slice it up, do your quarters, whatever you got to do, and bring it back and then cook it, right? Like for me, there was a level where I attained it. I did okay. And then I was like, you know what, this is not for me. And it may be for me later. Like I still am open to going, like shooting and whatever, but I just know that it's just not my biggest thing that I want to invest my time in. All right. So that being said, I stopped doing it. Right. But I also, so that's where I feel, going back to Patty's example, it's where is she now? Obviously we succeeded because we got them done. It looked well. It sounded well. And I feel like we're going to continue doing it, or Patty's going to continue doing it because she's going to do well in it. And if she continues with it, she's only going to get better because we continue to experience these things, the trials and tribulations of creating content or of hunting or fishing or painting or, fill in your blank, bowling, whatever you may be doing or trying, or yoga or aerial, like whatever that is. It's just understand that there's going to naturally be some sort of space there that isn't going to go the way you planned. And I think the more that we have this on top of mind or become more aware of it and then have the ability to be conscious within that situation, when that situation arises, we can then ease off the frustration pedal and ease into the experience of actually going through these trials and tribulations, and then maybe even having sort of a subjective look on like, okay, what am I going to learn from this? How am I going to use this to get better for my next time? And maybe even having that reflection period of that, right? Like, and that's just a different level of thinking. That's just, again, Jedi mind mastering, and we're all working on it. So, take that for what it is. I hope you have a great day. I hope things are going well for you, and maybe perhaps give yourself some time to reflect on what you just listened to, how that connects to you. Is there a situation, or is there something that you're going through right now that you can consider trials and tribulations? What are the trials and tribulations? What are you learning from? What are you experiencing? And then, is it worth to continue? And if it is, just lean into it, right? Lean into it. Lean off the frustration pedal and lean into more of the experience of what are you learning? What am I getting? And know that at some point there'll be a level, there'll be a level where all this experience clicks and you get to that next level of like, this is amazing. This is awesome. Look at me now. All right. And I'm wishing that for everybody. I'm wishing that for you. I'm wishing that for us. Keep sharing, keep commenting. I appreciate you all. Keep crushing it, and go out there and have a great day. And just don't forget, nothing changes until you do. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.